Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Augustus, and I'm back again with another episode of Tsukihime. When we last left off, Shiki was on his way to have a nice, enjoyable breakfast. And we got to see one of my opinion, one of the better shots from this game, at least in terms of the character that was an image of. I think each character has a couple of different scenes that I find kind of memorable for that character. But that picture of Ciel is considered to be, it's one of the ones I see like in promotional art type things. I think promotional art. It's one that I've seen, posted a bit more frequently or referred to or whatever. And it's one of my favorite images. Anyway, I'm waffling on about something entirely pointless. So let's get back into this, shall we? On the second floor, east wing hallway, I see a dark uniform. It's probably Hisui. It seems like Hisui was leaving Akia's room. I guess we'll run into each other anyway, so it won't hurt to give her a greeting. Hey, Hisui. I call out to her. Hisui realizes I'm here and quietly walks over to me. Good morning, Shiki-sama. Yeah, morning. Sorry for just waking up whenever I felt like it. I apologize as well. I should have been there when you awoke. Please forgive me. Hisui silently bows her head. Being apologized to like this after I left in the middle of the night and managing to get back to my room, I suddenly feel like the worst person in the world. There's no need to apologize. I didn't wake up at the usual time, so it's my fault. It's okay if you want to voice your complaints. Voice my complaints? Yeah. My friend always says I'm a lazy bum, and he always tells me an occasional whack in my back is good to set me straight. Hisui stands there thinking, silently, as she stares at me. It's like that for about a minute. She doesn't even blink, but just stares at me. I knew forcing Hisui to do such an ordinary thing would be impossible. I guess the thing still stands from last episode if anybody remembers. I still have very bad allergies that are never going to go away, but I'm a bit more stiffly than normal. So if I pause or whatever, it's because I'm trying not to sniffle into the into the microphone. I don't have a camera. Don't worry about it. Just forget it. More importantly, I'm kinda hungry. Is breakfast ready? Miss-san went outside. Your breakfast is ready in the dining room. Cool. In that case, I'll go have some food. Sorry to bother you while you were working. After saying a quick goodbye, I head downstairs. Emotions are hard. I understand, Hisui. I understand. After breakfast, I return to the sitting room and come face to face with Hisui. That was good. Thanks for making such a breakfast every morning. I bring my hands together in thanks. Preparing meals is Ne-san's duty. If you wish to compliment the meal, please tell Ne-san instead. That's true, but your duties are really completely separate? Such as, like today, when only I slept in, I thought you might make it. Shiki-sama, are you saying the breakfast was not to your taste? Eh? Her words are so off topic, it's troubling. Does she think I was saying I wanted her to make breakfast because the breakfast tasted bad? That's not it. Even cold, Kohaku-san's cooking is delicious. But I like it when it's warm. And it makes me really happy if I got to taste your cooking, Hisui. I cannot do that. Shiki-sama, I refuse to cook for you. Her eyes suddenly take on a challenging look. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want to do. You do so much for me already. Still silent, she faces me as if she wants to say something. What could it be? Is it something that's difficult for her to say? What's wrong, Hisui? Did I do something bad without realizing it again? Hisui shakes her head no. She just stands there silently. Then I'll go back to my room. If you need me, please call for me. Later, I say as I start to walk out of the room. But before that, Hisui walks towards the lobby. Shiki-sama. This may be impolite, but I wanted to fulfill your request to the best of my ability. Huh? She looks directly at me. This morning, I came to realize how powerless I am. 7 times. I called out 7 times, but there was no response. Is this acceptable? 7 times? What do you mean? I'm totally lost as to what she wants to say. She turns around. To say it candidly, I think you are very dense, Shiki-sama. Yeah, that's a fucking understatement. Hisui disappears into the lobby with her footsteps trailing in the air. Huh? Left by myself, I blurt out stupidly. After thinking to myself for a while, I finally realized what she was complaining about. It's okay if you want to voice your complaints. I said that earlier. That was my request. Yeah, there's no mistake. Hisui was thinking about it the whole time and was waiting for me in the sitting room just to tell me. Well, that is a complaint, but she said it, but saying dense is a little too blunt, right? I don't really want to think it, but does Hisui really hate me? No, but you are real fucking dense, Shiki. Trust me on that. I've seen some dense protagonists in my day, and you're up there. Although it could just be because of, well, certain things that are not so apparent in this visual novel would become more apparent in other, like the extended universe stuff, like Kagetsu Toya, which I have not played that much of, to be fair, or other things. I go back to my room, but I don't really have anything to do there. Thinking about what I should do next, I decide to walk around the mansion I haven't explored in 8 years. I arrive at the lobby. Come to think of it, I was always getting yelled at for playing in the mansion as a kid. I'm no kid anymore to play in the mansion, and my old man is also gone. I used to get so excited just walking the hallways when I was a kid, but now I don't feel anything at all. For some reason, I aimlessly wander around the mansion to confirm my childhood memories. The hallway stretches quite a long distance. When I was a child, I believed this hallway would go on forever. The mansion seemed as large as a castle, and every day I would walk a bit around the mansion, carve my name on the wall, the pillars, or the floor. It was sort of a game I would play with Akiya to see who could take over the mansion. Saying that where I put my name became my territory, it really was just the two of us walking around and carving our names here and there. Oh, here. Still here. On the handrail by the stairs is carved the name Shiki. It was probably because of those games that my old man forbade us from playing inside the mansion. Anyway, if I look closely, I can see both my name and Akiya's all over the place. The spacious mansion. While I used to think it was a giant castle, now it almost seems like an abandoned, haunted house. Because I've grown up since then. Akiya and I were not the Tono Akiya and the Tono Shiki that we were then. I go outside. Come to think of it, most of the time we spent playing was the garden. Since Akiya was obedient to that old man, unlike me, she could only play outside for about 30 minutes a day. And still, she usually just stayed behind us and watched and listened. But she would energetically run out with us and compete with us in whatever game we would play. Perhaps her personality stems from those times. She might have suppressed herself in front of the old man. But still, Akiya changed too much since then. maybe those 8 years were were a longer time than I thought. I mean, 8 years is a long time. I go to the courtyard. Outside the walls are also inscribed with names. Shiki, Shiki, Alkia, Shiki, Akia, Shiki, Akia, Shiki, 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 Shiki. If I'm not mistaken, and I might be, I think the uppercase Shiki and the normal, or like the full uppercase Shiki and the normally written Shiki are either different kanji, different kana, or different furigana, and I cannot remember which. It's noticeably different from between the two. I think the kanji is different, but it might be the same kanji with different furigana, but I'm not sure. I don't know. The ratios are like that, and the name Shiki appears far more times. I suppose Akia was just a girl, so she couldn't keep up with the boy. Jeez. It would have been better if I held back a bit. Cursing myself from that time doesn't change the number of my scribbles. If this was the case, I probably made Akia angry considering how much she hates losing. I see. Maybe she's taking it out on me now. I'm sure she's not the kind to do that, but if she did, that's a little cute. I'm an older brother, stupid for his little sister. Yeah, I really am. Well then. With a nostalgic, peaceful feeling, I stroll through the courtyard. Hisui? As I come to the rear courtyard, I see Hisui's figure from behind. Hisui doesn't realize I'm here. What is she doing going into the woods like that? A bit curious, I follow her from a slight distance. And where Hisui headed to, there seems to be a small clearing. Huh? There's a clearing in this place? Tilting my head to the side, I try to remember, but for some reason my memory is a bit vague. In the forest of the mansion, I can see a clearing as if the trees were cut there. No, can see is not quite right. If you walk by normally, you probably wouldn't notice it. If Hisui didn't walk there, hidden enough by the surrounding trees as it is, I never would have noticed even if I lived here all my life. Was that always there? If it was, we probably played there as kids. To say the least, I don't remember ever playing with Akia in the clearing. I feel like I've never been there before. After thinking for a bit, I decide to go into the clearing. The clearing doesn't strike me as anything out of the ordinary. I don't see any sign of Hisui. What's this? It's just an empty place. I walk to the middle. It really is just an empty space. The perfectly level open ground, the deep woods enclosing the area. The voice of cicadas, and the strong summer sunshine that feels like it could dissolve. Summer sunshine. Ouch. The wound on my chest starts to hurt. It's like stabbing. This pain that feels like a kitchen knife stabbing my chest. Chirp, 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 chirp. What is this? From somewhere, I can hear the voice of cicadas. But it's autumn now. The summer sunshine bathes everything in white. Columns of summer clouds in the far sky. I can practically see the voices. At my feet, discarded shells of cicadas. Discarded shells. Someone's discarded shell. My wound opens. My chest becomes a painted dark crimson. Black vermilion soaks both my hands. Someone's crouched silhouette. The approaching footsteps of a young girl. The column of clouds in the far sky. The discarded shell of cicadas. Then, in front of me, the crying face of Akiha, who is drenched in blood. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Ah. Voices which try to pierce my eardrums. Voices of the cicadas. My chest hurts. I feel sick. My wound is healed a long time ago. Why does it hurt so much? My chest is broken. The old wound opens. Blood flows forth from the opening. What is this? My wound, it hasn't healed at all. It hurts. I'm scared. This is the impulse called death. My consciousness sinks. My wound hurts. My body collapses to the earth with a large thud. I can hear voices talking. Akiha-sama, are you not going to call for a doctor? Don't be stupid, Hisui. Oh right, her voice. There's no way I could do that, since Nisan's wound isn't normal. Akiha and Hisui are talking. This is Shiki's room. It looks like I am sleeping in the bed. I plan to say, yo, and get out of bed, but I can't move at all. My chest doesn't hurt anymore, but my body feels as heavy as lead. All I can move are my eyes and mouth. Just what in the world are you trying to do, Hisui? You not to let Shiki go near that place? Please, forgive me. This can't be solved by apologizing. You were assigned to serve Nisan to avoid this kind of situation. So what were you doing? Completely different from her usual manner, Akiha gives full vent to her anger. In comparison, Hisui is accepting the scolding, looking down silently. I'm not sure how this all came about, but I can at least tell that Hisui is being yelled at because of me. Anyway, answer me, Hisui. What were you doing and where were you all day long? Hisui doesn't respond. The air grows tenser between them. Biting her lip, Akiha takes a step towards Hisui. Even I can understand that Akiha intends to hit her. Hisui seems to know this as well, but she just stands there with her head hung in shame, ready to receive it. Hold on, Akiha. Nisan, you're awake? Yeah, you were so loud I woke up. Akiha looks away uncomfortably. Hisui still keeps looking down, not even trying to look at me. You know, you shouldn't let it out on Hisui. I don't know the circumstances, but this has to do with me collapsing, right? It's not her fault, I just collapsed on my own. I strain hard and somehow manage to lift the upper half of my body off the bed. But that's all I can muster, and I don't think I can even move as much as an inch more. But since Hisui is depressed, I have to force myself to act as fine as possible. Honestly, getting into a fight over me. Even if you look like an adult, you're still a child. But you completely fainted, Nisan. You were out for more than 10 hours and nothing like this has happened before. If you never woke up, what would I have done? Idiot, don't say things like that. Wasn't this just anemia? Huh? It's 10 o'clock already? Yes, you were unconscious since noon. She speaks hesitantly. I wasn't worried about me, but my promise to meet with Arkawade in the park at 10 o'clock. No, I have to go. Akia, I have to go, so I'll leave the rest to you. Don't bully Hisui, okay? Don't say such stupid things. I won't ask where you go every night, Nissan. I won't ask, so please, at least tonight, take it easy on your body tonight. I'm okay. This is pretty regular. When I was in middle school, I used to collapse twice a day. You know that, right, Akia? That's why I'm more worried. Nissan, please listen to what I say, at least just for tonight. She looks at me in the eye with a serious expression. Interesting, we're here. I'm gonna save. Save. I'm gonna take a drink of water very quickly. Delicious water. And I'm going to figure that this is probably going to be a longer episode than normal because, we're here. God, that's actually a difficult point. Am I going to continue on? No. The smart thing would be to start off with this next time. Okay. Well, I guess this gives you a little bit of something to look forward to next time. Will we do as she says, or will I push myself to see Arkawade? Now, I will say that we're going to get to see both of these options, as one of those options leads to a bad end. It's a bad end that we can get in two separate ways. However, this leads to more scenes, I think, so we'll do this one. Well, I don't think. I can see the scene right in front of me. This one leads to, they're either the same. We're doing that. We're going to choose this one for the bad end instead of the other one. I'm saying that now. That has been decided. Executive rolling in it, blah blah blah. But anyway, you have that to look forward to. Another bad end, and a choice where we get to see both options. Isn't that interesting? But still, we actually are getting closer to the end. Close, bit by bit, we are getting closer. I expect we're over halfway at this point. Actually, I think, in terms of what I remember of the story, I actually would say that we are basically at the beginning of Act 3. Like I said, Act 2 was not very long. Act 1 was dealing with the introductions and with Nero. And Act 2 is the shorter one. It's sort of just setting up for Act 3 with no real conclusion of its own. It's interesting, but in terms of, again, what I remember, this is a roundabout beginning of Act 3. I think us falling unconscious and then waking back up is sort of, in my mind, where the final act starts and where some of the major plot points start coming together, and where some of the major decisions that play into to the end of the game and throughout the rest and to the endings and whatnot you make here on. But anyway, I hope to see you all next time.